G'day again, YouTube. We have moved on to a new character again, this time a Death's Oath character. For anyone who doesn't know, Death's Oath is a chess piece here that grants level 20 Death Aura skill. Now what that does is it just does damage per second in chaos in an area around me, just continuously. Right now, I just killed Katama, so we are just ready to start our first maps. It says it's a 15,800 chaos dot, but that's not going to include any wither or any, basically anything. That's just going to be the Death Aura base. And we've got quite a lot of levels to get, we've got quite a lot of passives to get, so it should actually be good. How it works is, you just walk near mobs, and as they get into the area of about here, they just die to chaos. So this is what the build looks like at just leveling map level. Like just hitting maps. Just finished leveling up, and it is basically a walking simulator. Now I haven't fixed my flasks up yet, and I don't have onslaught on kill yet, so I'm a little bit slow. But that is what the build looks like at just reaching map level. It's just a walking simulator. It's like playing Righteous Fire, except way, way bigger, and you can see the screen instead, which is quite nice. But you might be wondering, how does it do single target? And the answer is, not well. But that's why we've got Blight and Blight. So this isn't too much of a showcase because we're still in Blood Aqueducts. But that's why we've got Blight and Blight. Ta-da. So, to go over what we've done. We've got the Death's Oath, obviously. We have a Devouring Neum with Flesh and Stone as 30% mana reservation. Doesn't matter that it's Flesh and Stone. Does matter in my case that it's one of the auras that I use. Then we've got Temp Chains, Blasphemy, Despair, Enfeeble. Enfeeble I have off right now because I haven't done Uberlab, so I don't have an extra curse. Then we have Malevolence, Dread Banner, and Flesh and Stone. Then I have room on this belt to craft Aspect of the Spider, which I will. And that's where my remaining mana will go. It's supposed to go into Aspect of the Spider and another curse, which I just haven't got yet. But we will get that first thing next stream. We've also got an Impresence Despair, so that we get that one for free, because that's the only way we can fit all of the auras in. I've got a Sapphire's Frame, which happens to be corrupted with fizz damage from hits taken as chaos damage, which is just very nice, for reasons you'll see in a minute. And generic gear on the rest of it, just life and res. We've also got Storm's Gift, which I'm just testing. I'm just testing them out. The shock is really nice, but they don't have any life, and you can see we're already pretty short on life, and I'm missing a jewel in my belt, but we'll get to that. So, the reason this is nice, physical damage taken as chaos, is because I am using a Divine Flesh, so 50% of all elemental damage taken is taken as chaos as well. Now, unlike other sources of doing this, like converting damage taken, all the other sources seem to only work on hits. This works on degens as well. It doesn't have to be a hit. Any elemental damage taken at all should be 50% taken as chaos, as well as +10 to max chaos res. And then this node here gave me +1 to maximum chaos res and some chaos res. And I got pretty lucky because I only bought one of these, and we got Area of Effect of Aura skills, which is Death's Oath, and Effect of Non-Curse auras from your skills, so all my Malevolence and stuff like that. And then we got on the minor nodes, 4% increased effective curse, 3% life, 8 chaos res, 3% life, 3% life, and 1% spell block. So that actually went pretty well for me. I'm pretty happy about it. That has given us 79 to all elemental res and 90 chaos res. So we are quite tanky against elemental. For now we have 3,000 armor, which is barely enough, which is another reason I'm thinking about giving up Storm's Gift, but we'll see. When I rejigger my flasks, that'll end up being 8 or 9k armor, which is going to be Molten Shell, increased duration, cast, and damage taken. I may even get rid of the increased duration and put like Withering Step there so I can use it all the time, because I have nowhere else for it to go. And we have our weapon, which has Malevolence increased aura effect and chaos damage over time multi. And unfortunately lightning res, because that's what I need right now. But I would prefer to have a prefix free and do some chaos damage. Not spell damage. It's important to note that Death's Oath doesn't actually count as a spell. It's a chaos damage and damage over time, and obviously damage over time multi and chaos damage over time multi all affect it. That's it. Support gems are a little bit weird. So Arcane Surge actually does nothing. It does absolutely no damage difference to my aura at all, except it enables Swift Affliction and Less Duration to be linked. So Swift Affliction needs it to be a duration tag, and Death's Aura doesn't have a duration tag. Same as Less Duration. Adding Arcane Surge to a spell will add the duration tag, so that there's actually only 5 links here that properly support it, and 1 that make the other 2 work. So Ink AoE, Efficacy, and Void Manipulation all just work, but then if you want to use Swift Affliction and Less Duration, you need Arcane Surge in there. Now the problem with that is 5 off colors.
Peace to you.
So I'm lazy this time. I bought it from trade already colored, but it's not that hard to color, and we'll quickly go over how you would color such a thing. I'm going to waste some chromes for this purpose of demonstration. So this would obviously not roll red. This is what you would get. You would get your Death's Oath, and you would chuck it in a bench. And you would go, okay, I need 3 blues, 2 greens. So what you're going to do is you'll go down here where it says 2 blues. At least 2 blues. Right? And you would be like, boom, that's my thing. And now you decide you want to decide on the last, or all the other sockets, right? When you craft down to 2 sockets, you keep those 2. They never change. So now you individually roll each one. I'm going to say, you know, you want that to be a blue or a green, right? Now, obviously, it's going to be hard to color on this one. Now, in an ideal world, you'll want that to be a green, so that your 4th can be a blue or a green, right? And then you just keep going, up, down, down, up, down. You save the 6th socket for a red, because that's what it's most likely to become. Because it's a very high strength piece, so it's most likely to be red. So you just work your way down the list, going 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, until the 3rd socket's the right color. Then 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, until the next socket's the right color. And that is the trick to off-coloring these 6-link gear. Of course, the alternative option, and the one I like the idea of more, is just 6-socketing a Death's Oath and taking it to the double corruption altar and hoping for 6 whites and then not worrying about it. That is also an option. I did craft this. I crafted this Explodey Mace, which I thought would work. Enemies killed explode, dealing 5% of their life as fire damage. Now, I know this doesn't work when mines or traps do it, but I was under the impression that Death's Oath would be me doing it. That it's mine, it's not coming from a trap or a totem. But for some reason, it doesn't explode anything at all. It just explodes absolutely nothing. In fact, if we go out and we turn off our auras, we turn off our curses so that we don't curse anything. Oh, we've still got 1 curse on. There it is. You can see everything just falls over, but nothing gets killed. And I don't understand why. Enemies killed explode, dealing 5% of their damage. I just don't know why that doesn't work. Yeah. So if anyone's got any insight onto why that doesn't work, I would love to know. But we gave up on that. That was going to give us some really, really good clear. Alright, really quickly to touch on leveling, and this will be quite easy. I did not level as Death's Oath. You can't put Death's Oath on until much later in the game, and even when you can, you've got to deal with the degen. I dealt with the degen by getting Chaos Res. So, leveling as Death's Oath is a terrible plan. I would say level with anything until level 12. Pick up Blade Vortex. Rush one of these skill effect duration nodes. Level with Blade Vortex until around the end of Act 3 or 4. Depending on when it starts to feel weak. And then just take your extra curse and start taking the chaos damage on the tree like this and just start leveling as Bane. Just a Bane Occultist is more than fine. It doesn't matter what order you want to take these in. What does matter is that you have all three of these, well, specifically Withering Presence, before you get to maps and re-gear. Because you're going to need to get Chaos Res Cap, and that gives you 60 Chaos Res. So don't go Chaos Res capping without Withering Presence. Obviously, Malediction's going to be my last one for the extra curse. But yeah, pretty smooth leveling. Little bit stretched out. Now, we've got plenty of life to get still. I've got the Devotion Wheel, the whole Scion Life Wheel. We've got 1, 2, 3... 3 more jewel sockets to get, another 2 nodes there, another 4 nodes there. So there's plenty of life, and it is going to be, hopefully, more tanky than this. Quite a bit tanky, and decently fast map clear. But for now, I stretched everywhere to get all the mana reservation I could, so that I could put on all my auras pretty early. Which is going to be quite nice, but yeah, we'll have to work on the life. But yeah, that is it. I really hope this character goes well. If you've been following me closely enough, you'll know that the last 2 ones I made, I was pretty disappointed in. They just didn't do all the things I want. I think this one will. It will not boss. It will probably not do the Awakener. But I'm after a speedy mapper. And if I get phasing and a Speedy Boy Quicksilver and Onslaught, this is just a running simulator. Everything dies. Just run and everything dies. It's fantastic. So hopefully it holds up and can do enough damage in tier 16s. So we'll get it some more levels later today, and we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited about it. I really hope it works. I am BalorMage, and I will see everybody later.